Welcome! Today we're going to dig into a really powerful mental model. It's designed to make you way more effective, not by grinding harder, but by thinking a whole lot smarter.
I mean, have you ever been there? You know you're smart, you know you're capable, but for some reason you are just spinning your wheels on something that feels like it should be easy. It's super frustrating, right? Well, it turns out there's a really specific reason that happens.
You see, the idea we're diving into today suggests that the problem isn't how hard you're working, or even how smart you are. The problem is you're using the wrong mental tool for the job. Your success, your effectiveness, it all comes down to picking the right mode of thinking at the right time.
So here's how we're going to break it all down. First, we'll nail down the core problem with how we think. Then we'll meet the 3 thinking modes that make up your mental toolkit. After that, we'll uncover the golden sequence for using them, see how they change as we grow up, and wrap up with a simple audit you can use every day to take back control.
Okay, so let's start with the big idea here. Our mind isn't just one single engine that chugs along doing everything. It's actually more like a system with different parts, and each part is designed for a very specific job. One for dreaming up possibilities, another for figuring out what's actually true, and a third for, getting stuff done.
And here's where it all goes wrong, something called mode confusion. This is what happens when we get those jobs mixed up. It's when your creative brain tries to make a hard business decision, or when your analytical brain just keeps analyzing way past the point of action. That confusion, that's the real source of paralysis and frustration.
And it all boils down to this one simple, powerful phrase. This is the key to the whole system. Art imagines, science explains, management decides. Each one has its role, and the secret is making sure each one stays in its own lane.
All right, so let's properly meet the team, right? Let's get to know the 3 distinct modes that make up this mental toolkit of yours. Really understanding each one is the first crucial step. First up, we've got artistic thinking. Think of this as your brain's idea generator, its dreamer. Its only job is to ask, what if, and what could be? It doesn't care about budgets or limits or what's practical. It's all about opening up the field of possibility.
So the artistic mode is messy. It's not linear or logical. It runs on intuition, gut feelings, emotion, and it needs total freedom to work. Its job is to generate options, but, and this is absolutely crucial, it has zero authority to make the final call.
Okay, next up is scientific thinking. So once your artistic side has thrown a bunch of wild ideas out there, this mode steps in to be the reality check. Its one and only purpose is to look at all those ideas and ask, okay, that's interesting, but what's actually true here?
Yeah, this mode couldn't be more different. It's all about logic, cold hard evidence, structure, and method. It's designed to test ideas against reality, to understand what's real and what's not. Its goal is just to bring clarity and vet the options that your artistic side came up with.
And finally, we get to the boss, managerial thinking. This is the decider, the mode of action. It takes the best, most reality-tested ideas from the other 2 and asks the only question that matters in the end. What are we going to do right now with what we've got?
This mode lives in the real world. It knows about deadlines, it knows about budgets. It's focused on making a call, a judgment, and getting a result. And here's the most important rule of all. This is the only mode that has the authority to actually decide and act. Period.
So we've met our 3 modes, but knowing them isn't enough. The real magic, the absolute key to unlocking all of this, is using them in the correct order. And listen, this is a one-way street. It is not reversible. You start with artistic mode to generate a ton of options. Then you switch to scientific mode to filter those options with a dose of reality. And only then, at the very end, do you let the managerial mode choose and execute. Messing up that order is a recipe for total chaos. This table right here, it's basically the rule book for your mind. The artist is forbidden from making decisions. The scientist is forbidden from hiding in the data to avoid a decision. And the manager is forbidden from going back to the drawing board when it's time to act. Breaking these rules is what causes all that internal conflict and gets you stuck.
Now, this whole system might sound a bit abstract, but you've actually been living it your whole life. We can see these modes take the lead at different stages as we mature.
When we're kids, we're basically all in artistic mode, right? It's all about imagination. As we get older and go through school, that scientific mode develops. Then, as adults with responsibilities, the managerial mode takes over. But real maturity isn't just getting stuck in that final mode. True maturity is knowing how to switch between all 3, on purpose, so you don't get trapped in a life that's all action and no meaning.
Okay, let's bring this all home. Enough theory. How do you actually use this day to day? Well, there's a simple little tool, a mind audit you can do anytime to figure out what's going on and get yourself back on track.
So here's the first question to ask yourself. Just be honest. Are you stuck in that artistic mode, dreaming up endless new possibilities for a project, when the deadline is tomorrow and what you really need is a decision? That's classic mode confusion. Well, what about this one? This is a big one for a lot of us. Are you stuck in scientific mode? Are you endlessly researching, gathering just one more piece of data, trying to get to 100% certainty before you'll finally pull the trigger? That, my friend, is analysis paralysis. And then there's the flip side. Are you just doing, stuck in managerial mode, constantly executing, checking things off your to-do list, but feeling totally burned out and disconnected from why you're even doing it? That's a huge sign you've skipped the essential first steps of imagination and truth-seeking. It really all comes down to this. This is the ultimate takeaway. Each mode gives you something vital that the others can't. You need art for meaning and purpose. You need science for clarity and truth. And you need management to actually deliver results. To be effective and fulfilled, you need all three, working together in the right order. So I'll leave you with this last thought. As you finish up here, just take a second and do that audit right now, in this very moment. Which thinking mode are you in? And more importantly, is it the right one for what you need to do next?